Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. And welcome to day 35 of reading 101 essays that will change the way you think. As always, shout out to Brianna West. And today's title is The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Why it is not how you feel, but what you think you're capable of. We tend to think of self-esteem as a static thing, a state in which your mind naturally fuels you with positive, supportive thoughts, never being too deeply influenced by any doubts or dislikes. This, however, is where the fine line between self-esteem and self-aggrandizement blurs. In the words of Anna Smith, self-esteem is what really gives us a feeling of well-being. It's the very inherent sense that everything is going to be all right because we are capable of making it all right. Self-esteem is knowing that we can determine our own course and we can travel that course. It's not that we travel the course alone, but we need the feeling of agency. That if everything were to fall apart, we could find a way to put things back together again. Self-esteem is not how much confidence you have in how well people perceive you, but how much confidence you have in whether or not you can manage your life. What's interesting about having real self-esteem is that it eliminates the need to focus on how we're superior to others. When we don't feel we're actually in control of our lives or aren't happy with how things are, we often focus on how much better things are than someone else to placate the feeling of failure. I feel like a lot of people, they do this. A lot of people, they aren't sure in themselves and they don't have self-esteem, so they often compare themselves to other people. They say, I have more money, I'm more attractive, I'm bigger, I'm stronger. Whatever it is, you look at people and you determine your value based on how much more of something you have than other people. But real self-esteem never comes from outside. It never comes from comparing or making yourself feel like you're better than other people. It's just, you know that you're valued in yourself, you're grounded in yourself, and you love yourself. That's where your self-esteem needs to come from. Knowing that I can get through life. I can do whatever I want. Whatever path I'm on, I'm able to walk it. Whatever path I choose, I'm able to do it. Nathaniel Branden outlined what exactly it takes to build a healthy sense of self. He notes particularly that people either take the feel-good approach, I am beautiful, I am rich, I am successful, which is merely a substitute for the real thing, or they build it in a genuine way. He says that the two fundamental elements self-esteem boils down to are self-efficacy, which is a sense of basic confidence in the face of life's challenges, and self-respect, a sense of being worthy of happiness. Self-esteem is not an emotion which fluctuates from moment to moment, but a continuing disposition to experience a sense of efficacy and respect for oneself. Thus, it is something which is built over a long period of time, not just wished into existence. It is reality-based. Underdeserved praise, whether it comes from oneself or others, will not provide it. Here are the 6 practices or pillars on which Braden argues self-esteem can be built. They prove that it is not just a choice to feel confident in yourself, but many choices made continuously and with as much effort as possible. Living consciously. To live consciously is not to be controlled by your subconscious biases and desires. Your shadow selves, as they're called, are out in light. You understand what's going on around you, and you can make informed choices based on that inherent understanding. I feel like this is an important one because a lot of us, we don't acknowledge certain parts of ourselves. Certain parts that we know exist, we don't acknowledge, but understand that by acknowledging those parts, you're able to fix them. You're able to get better at them, to work on them. But a lot of us, we don't want to admit that, yeah, I am a very narcissistic person. I'm a very stubborn person. We don't like to admit it, but living consciously and understanding that we are that person, that's how you can get past it. That's how you can overcome and you can slowly lose that trait. turn that trait into something better. And then that's why you'll be more confident in yourself and you'll have more self-esteem because you like every part of yourself. But I feel like a big reason why you have a low self-esteem is because you put down and you don't acknowledge certain real parts of yourself, and you hate that about you, and that's why you're not confident in yourself. Self-acceptance. You aren't aggrandizing your looks or your intelligence or being willfully ignorant of the natural balance of traits and characteristics every person possesses. This is true self-acceptance. It is seeing your whole self without judging or condemning parts of it. Self-acceptance is very important because it doesn't matter who you are, there are certain parts of yourself that you won't like. It doesn't matter how much improvement you've done to yourself, there will always be something to improve on. And you have to accept yourself in every season that you're in. Because you'll say, yeah, I'll love myself when I get that dream body of mine. I'll love myself when I accomplish all these goals, but it's loving yourself throughout every step and every season of your life. Because if not, there will always be something that you can pick apart and say, yeah, I'm not happy because of this part of my life. And that's why acceptance, especially of yourself, is essential into having confidence and self-esteem in who you are. Self-responsibility. You hold yourself accountable for your own happiness. You understand the phrase, it may not be your fault, but it is your problem. You're in control of your life because you are not letting other things do it for you. This is important because this is understanding that you play a part in everything that happens to you, whether you can control it or not. The things you can control, okay, you control. But the situations you can't, the people you can't, you just control how you react to those situations. Because we'll never be able to control how other people treat us. We'll never be able to control the hands that we're dealt, the challenges and trials that we're faced with. But it's who are we in those times? How do we deal with it? And how do we react to those things? Self-assertiveness. You can stand up for yourself without being defensive. Defensiveness is born of fear. Assertiveness is born of confidence. I feel like a lot of people, they don't want to step on toes. I'm somebody who I hate when I'm overstepping. I hate telling a person that this is the way it is, there's nothing else. Sometimes that's the only option that you have. And it's not being defensive, but it's just stating what it is, saying things for how they really are, standing up for yourself without feeling the need that someone is attacking your ego or destroying your pride, right? If you're only standing up for yourself because you feel like your ego or your pride is being attacked, then it's better to just walk away. It's better to turn your cheek and keep on walking. But there's a difference between just walking away and understanding that some things are not worth fighting for, and standing up for yourself, not tolerating disrespect, because you would never disrespect another person, so you yourself are not going to tolerate it. But you stand up for yourself and you say, hey, this is not the way it is. I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me. We're both humans. We both value a mature conversation. We're both adults, so talk to me like I'm an adult, right? You don't have to call people names or be defensive, attack their ego, attack their looks, whatever it is. Standing up for yourself without being defensive. Living purposefully. You live mindfully and intentionally. You recognize that your purpose is just to be where you are, doing whatever you're doing. In this, you infuse your days with a sense of purposefulness, as it's something you choose, not wait to find or have created for you. If you're on a purpose, you have something you're working towards or building to feel like you'll have a lot of self-esteem because you're creating something. You're creating something worthwhile, and nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take away the things that you're building for yourself. And that's why a lot of confidence, inner self-esteem is fueled by purpose. Because it's not something that another person can give you. It's something that you're daily giving yourself. You're giving it to yourself on a daily basis. And that's why you're so confident in who you are, because it's something that you're creating. Not somebody else is giving to you, but it's something that you did by yourself. This is the last one. Personal integrity. You hold yourself to a certain standard or morals and ethics and accountability. You develop a code of conduct for yourself, rather than just abiding by the one that you are conditioned to. You're able to look at choices objectively. Even when these circumstances are difficult, you realize the importance of the phrase, "The road to hell was paved with good intentions." I feel like if we don't live by a moral code, then it's like we would just do anything, right? It's like stand for nothing, fall for everything. If you compromise your values, you compromise the person you are just to get to a certain place, just to get certain things, it's like, are you really confident in yourself and the choices and the values that you have? Because if you were confident in yourself, the things that you value, you would never compromise them. So understanding that, having that personal integrity is very important for self-esteem, because you have to know who you are and the things that you want with your life, the things that you do and the things that you don't do. That's how you have confidence in yourself. So these are the pillars again: living consciously, self-acceptance, self-responsibility, self-assertiveness, living purposefully, and personal integrity. Tomorrow's title is Why You Should Thank the People Who Have Hurt You Most in Life. I hope everyone enjoyed that video. Hope you have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 36.